friends, it's Amanda here from Fun Hands-On Learning, and today I'm going to show you some activities I have and lessons I have ready for preschool this week. So this is 4-year-old preschool, just to give you an idea in case you were wondering what age these activities will be good for. So many of these activities are kind of an intro to kindergarten as well, because we'll be doing kindergarten next year. Okay, so let me get right into the activity. So the first activity I'm going to show you is a science activity, and I don't show you a whole lot of science and history and activities that we do. We read a lot and then we do activities with them, but I have been mostly just showing you math and literacy activities lately, and I thought, you know what, I'll pull out one of the science activities we're going to do and show them. So what we've been doing is we've been reading about animals, and I just pulled out one of our little books, and I've been reading to them about different animals, and we've been talking about the differences like reptiles and mammals and that kind of thing. And then I have some cards here. These are hot dot cards, and they come with a little pen here, and the pen reacts to the dots on the card. So these are all cards that have to do with animals, either their habitat or the way they look or what they eat, that kind of thing. And this card here talks about their footprints. So it says, which animal footprints are these? So the kids have to look at the footprints and then kind of decide which animal would have probably made those footprints. Then they use their little pen and they press the dot, and it'll light up and say if they're correct or incorrect. So these cards are a lot of fun. Like this one says, match the part to the animal. So whose teeth would these be? These would be shark's teeth. Okay, now if they get it wrong, it will light up red. I'll show you. Okay, so yeah, so we enjoy hot dots, and these are just some examples of them. I have gotten ours off of Amazon if you're looking for them. All right, the next thing we have set up for this week are some phonics flashcards. We've been working with blending consonants and vowels, so I pulled out those flashcards. These are from my phonics activity card set. I'll leave a link below where you can get them. This is just one set of cards out of there. And then I also pulled out some of our making words cards. These are the short vowel making words cards. I'll leave a link to these as well. And what we've been doing is we still use erasers with these. So he segments and blends. So the dots here mean to segment, and the arrow means to blend. So I give him little erasers. I'll show you our little stash of erasers. Okay, and then he usually takes a round one, and he'll put it down on the dot and say the sound. So B, A, and then he uses his finger across to blend it. Ba. And then, you know, we'll do another one. B, A, ba. Now I took this activity a step farther this week, and he actually, we took a little bit of play-doh, and he flattens the play-doh. So after he segments and blends, he flattens his play-doh, and then we are using it with stamps. So this is our set of stamps. I'll open it up here. And I may have showed this in another video recently. We take the stamps and we make the blend. So he does B in the play-doh, and then he does A in the play-doh, and he made the blend. And then he says it, ba, ba. So it's just taking it a step further and having a little bit more fun with it. You could do this with any words or anything that you're working on. I love using the stamps with the Play-Doh, and he does too. We also do the stamps and the Play-Doh with our making words cards. So these cards are the short vowel cards, and I pulled out the ones that are missing the ending sounds because we've been working on ending sounds. So what he does is he actually puts a little bit of Play-Doh right there on the card in the missing slot. So just like this, and lays it out, and then he uses his stamps to stamp the missing letter. So X, the missing letter is X, and just like that, okay? And then he just keeps on going, so he'll put a little bit more Play-Doh on the next one. The next one would be wig, so he would go ahead and stamp G, like so. Now these stamps that I'm using are Melissa and Doug set of stamps, and I took them out. They originally came in a wooden box, but it was very hard for him to get them out because they're real tight in the little wooden box, and they also didn't have like a slot to really keep them in order. So I put them in this plastic kit. I think these I got off of Amazon. I keep all of my letters in these, and they are originally for keeping beads organized, like for crafts, but I keep my letters in them, and they really work well. So I keep my stamps in them, and I keep, here, I'll show you we have our magnetic letters in one. We just have all sorts of these containers to keep our letters organized. Okay guys, this next activity I'm going to show you, I'm so super excited about. Okay, so this is from my new phonics curriculum, and I have not put it up on my website yet, but I'm trying it out with my kiddos so that I can kind of see how they like it. But it will be ready and it will be up by the end of the week, and I'm so excited about it. So there are 7 components to each unit, and I'm gonna show you 2 of the components because I'm gonna use them with them this week. So this is kind of like a little sneak peek, and I'm gonna be doing other videos on my phonics stuff coming up, but this is just a really quick sneak peek on what we're doing. So one of the components to each unit are flip-it books. Flip-it books look like this, and this is the first book from unit number 1. And what they are is they're just little books, and they have all sorts of different activities in them, practicing a certain phonics skill. Unit 1 is working on the alphabet. So this book is an alphabet flip-it book. And what he does is you just need a dry erase marker, and he flips, the page and then works on what it says. So this first page is circle the picture that starts with the same sound. So here I have mice, and I look at the 3 pictures. The one that starts with the same sound is monkey, so he would circle monkey. And then here I have well. The one that starts with the same sound would be wagon. Okay, so you can use this with dry erase markers. You could also, of course, make it more hands-on, because I'm hands-on, and you can use manipulative. So here I already have my erasers out, so he could use those and mark his answer that way. So he could mark it like this just by putting a manipulative on the page. So that's just another way to make it a little bit more hands-on. So these flip-it books work on different skills. So the next page says to trace the letters and then circle the ones that make the sound. So of course we're working with alphabet sounds on this unit, and so that's what this book is all about. So what he would do is he would trace E, capital E, lowercase e, then he's going to look down here and circle the ones that begin with E. Got elephant and egg. And he's going to do the same thing with B. So these are just their activity books. They're a lot of fun for the kids. The next page looks like this, where they have to fill in the missing sound because they're working on alphabet sounds. And what do these what do these pictures start with? So cat starts with C. They can either write it in there. Sun starts with S. Or again, to make it a little bit more hands-on, I could give him his letters here, his magnetic letters, and he could go ahead and fill them in that way. So these flip-it books are just a fun way to practice different skills, just in a different way. And there's 4 flip-it books that work on different things for each unit. So I'm just showing you one of the books from this unit. This one says write the lowercase letter. So they have to look at the capital and then write the lowercase. They have to think about what does the lowercase look like. And then another way to make it a little bit more interactive is then after they write it, they can put the magnetic letter. Or if they can't remember how to write it, they can look at the capital letter, they can place their lowercase magnet down, and then they can write it while they're looking at their lowercase letter. Okay, the next page looks like this. This one is they have to color in the beginning sound. So elephant starts with E, and monkey starts with M. Or of course, instead of using the dry erase marker, they could mark it, excuse me, with their little erasers, like so. Okay, or whatever manipulative you have. Another page looks like this, where they have to trace the line that goes to the correct one. So which one of these pictures starts with D? It would be dog. So he would have to trace these little dots. So it's not only working on beginning sounds, but he's using his fine motor a little bit too. And then this one, he would trace S to star. Okay, so just fun flip-it books. This one, they have to circle the picture with the same sound. I think that's just like the one we did. Okay, so yeah, so anyways, that's what this book looks like. This one just continues on with lots of fun. And then the other component that he's going to be working on, like I said, there's 7 components. I'm just showing you 2 of them right now. 7 components to each unit, and I'm just showing you unit 1 and 2 of the components. Another component are these fluency sheets, and they look like this. And what he will do each day is I will give him a different sheet each day. And what it says is, it says, say the sounds, color a smile, repeat. Now, I don't have mine laminated. You can laminate these so that they can redo it over and over again on a dry erase marker. But I did not laminate mine. So for the sake of purposes, I'm going to use this dry erase marker. But just to let you know, you can do these as just regular sheets of paper. Okay, so what he does is each dot means to say the sound. So he's going to take his pinky finger or his marker, and he's going to touch and say the sound. So he would go like this: D, P, G, T, Y, Z, A, Ah, I, J. If he does it all correct, he gets to color in a smiley face. There's 3 of them. If he does it incorrect, you need to stop the student and have them go back. So if let's say for example, he does D, P, G, W. Well, that wouldn't be right. So I would say stop. T says T in tiger. T says T, T, T. Then he has to repeat. T says T in tiger. T says T, T, T. Okay, let's start again. D, P, G, T. Hopefully you'd get it right the second time. But if they mess up, you have them repeat the sound. So let's say he messed up on E. I would say, E says in elephant. E says and then he would have to repeat that, and then he'd have to start back up at the beginning. Once he gets it correct again, he would color in a circle, or a smiley face. And then if he does it a 3rd time correct, he gets to color in the 3rd smiley face, and then he's done. So these are working on phonics sound fluency. Okay, and then the other way he can practice are these pages. These pages have the picture. And what they do is they go along and they say the sound and the picture clue. So he would say, T says T in tiger. T says T, T, T. Lemon says, or L says in lemon. L says ul. B says B in ball. B says B, B, B. O says in octopus. O says ah. C says k in cat. C says k, k, k. All right. Or you could just have them say the sound. So if you don't want them to say the whole chant, they could just do this: T in tiger, ul in lemon, b in ball, ah in octopus, k in cat, k in key, D in dinosaur, S in sun, M in monkey, A in ostrich, K in kangaroo, V in violin. If they get it correct, they get to color in their smiley face just like we did on the last one. And if they get it incorrect, you would correct them just like I showed you in the last one. So, hey buddy. So that's what these look like. And so we're going to be doing those, and we're going to be doing our first Flip It book this week, and we're going to see how that goes. If you're interested in this curriculum, it's going to be highly discounted when I first post it, because only Unit 1 is going to be added at first. And if you purchase before I add the next units, you will get them all for free. So be checking out my store, and once they're up, I'll leave a link below to where you can download it and get it. You could also get each unit separately as well. So if you're just wanting to practice the alphabet, you get just that unit, or if you want to wait and some of the other units and get those later on, those ones are going to be practicing all sorts of phonics skills, digraphs and trigraphs and diphthongs, and just we're going to have lots of units practicing lots of phonics skills. And these, like I said, these are only 2 of the activities from the unit. There's going to be 7 different ones, and you're going to get to see all of it in in days to come. I'm super excited about it. All right. Okay, you guys, since Easter is coming up. We've also been working on my Easter activity centers. I did a video on all of them if you're interested, and I'll leave a link below to that video, or I'll try to remember to. This one I'm going to try to do with him. He is not quite ready for it yet, but I'm going to try. This is working with like rhyming words. So here we have a bed, and he has to cover up all the eggs that rhyme with bed. So what I'm really going to focus on with him is listening for the ending sound. So bed ends with d, d. Can he find all of the words that end with d, d? That might help him a little bit better to figure out how to do it. As he's just starting, and because he's working with ending sounds. So he would just use any kind of manipulative he has to cover up the ones that rhyme with bed. So that card would be done. And this one would be words that rhyme with bug. And he would just cover up all the ones that end in g, g. Or I can say all the ones that end in ug, ug. And hopefully he will be able to do this activity. Another Easter activity I'm going to try to do with him is working on 2D shapes. And so this activity, he just has to match them up. And if you saw my other video, you saw me show you these. I have, I think, like 10 of these different ones where he just matches up the shape. And I will read these words to him. So I will say octagon, and he has to try to find the octagon and remember how many sides it has, or count how many sides it has to find the number. So obviously he can't read these words yet, but I can read them to him so that he can find the correct one. Okay guys, I pulled these out. I made these years ago, and you've probably seen something like this on Pinterest. That's where I saw it. And these are working on short vowel words. They're just Easter eggs. And I printed out letters on, let's see, label paper. And then all they do is they turn it and they try to read the different words. So here he would read pen, pan, egg, and al. Now these are going to be difficult for him. He's still just learning letter sounds and how to kind of blend it all together. But I figured I would take them out for him and try it anyways and see how he does. And so I just have a handful on here. I made these probably 3 years ago for one of my other kids, and so you could probably do it for long vowels, for anything you were working on, as long as they could turn the egg and read the other part of the word to make a new word. So these are kind of fun. I just have had them in my cabinet, and I pull them out at Easter time, obviously, and that's when we practice it. So the last activity I have for him for preschool this week is another activity from my Easter centers. Again, I will leave a link below where you can get my Easter centers and where you can see the video that I did on these. But he just rolls a die, and then like I got 2, and he looks on here at the 2. 2 says 12, so he has to find an Easter egg that has the number 12. He's been working on teen numbers. So here I see an Easter egg with 12, and then he just needs to use any kind of manipulative he has to cover it up. I showed you in my Easter video, I have some little Easter eggs that he's going to use on this activity, but for now I just have the eraser still out to show you. So anyways, he would just continue on rolling. Now I got a 6. 6 is 16. He has to find one that has 16 right over here and cover it up. So yeah, but he would just continue on until he covered all of the Easter eggs up. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with some videos on phonics and some more fun next week, or if not, another video this week maybe, even if I get so inclined or get some free time, which never happens, but hey, you never know. I may end up with some free time to do another video. All right, if not, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.